Hi. Hi, everybody. Now we have audio. This is why this man is here, aka my husband, aka the smartest man ever. Okay, so we're super pumped right now because we are definitely going live across multiple platforms, and we're so excited about the app coming out. But, babe, you guys know this guy right here. His name is Jay. He's known as my husband, and we're definitely going to talk about some interesting stories right now. And we're going to start off with our future cast hour by hour because there are a couple of stories happening right now. Give it a second. There it is that we have to discuss. And I definitely wanted to make sure that you were a part of everything that's happening right now. Sorry. That's hi, baby. Like,
hi. Yeah. Remember, when your mom used to do that before you would go to school?
Well, now your wife does it. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. So today we're talking about several items here, including Remonstrasker. I talked about that yesterday. We're talking about Hurricane Christy, and then a very quiet nation for the most part. Now there are some fires we're talking about, and I know you talked to your dad. Well, right. We're going to give a little bit of something to everybody around here. I want to do a quick synopsis. Let the hour by hour forecast run through. Here's our clicker. Because you're a guest, so you want to click? Here.
I have the...
See, guys?
The power.
El clicker.
The power of the clicker.
El clicker. Okay, guys.
It's like a guy's thing at home where they say they have...
The remote?
Because they have the remote.
You guys, true story. Jay is so generous with the remote. He lets me use it. He lets me hang on to it. He lets me rewind fast forward. Because could you imagine just with me? I'm like, because it's generally
here you go, babe.
What do we watch together? Generally, we're always watching a lot of math and science.
We want to learn. We watch education.
We watch a lot of economics programming.
I know, boring.
Macro and microeconomics, not boring, and we watch a ton of sports. We do watch a ton of sports, which quickly shout out. Congratulations to the Celtics for banner number 18. Is it 8? 18 is like a lucky number in Judaism. It's like eternity. 1-8. Chala, chala.
We're now in pursuit of banner 19.
I know.
Here we go.
It's like Tom Brady. What's your favorite ring? The next one. The next one. Yeah, the next one. Upgrade. Yeah. I'm kidding. See how wild I get when my husband's here?
No idea what I was in for today. Dun, dun.
All right, guys. So we're getting started and talking. Babe, you got the clicker. Go for it.
That map.
Hi, guys.
I'll tell you what, that map is very
I know,
impressive.
It's interesting.
The U.S. is the quietest part of that entire map.
Right.
Look at the oceans are going crazy here.
And a quick update. Fatalities right now up to 7 in Cuba.
Oh.
And they have no power.
Not good.
But yeah, so right now, Jay, this looks innocent enough, right? There's not going on as far as weather goes, but what's happening is we're starting to get some interesting signals, including the North Atlantic Oscillation. We're getting, of course, tips and hints on La Nina. We'll talk about that. But this is our hour by hour exclusive Futurecast, which we set with our own APIs and our own programming. And I want you guys to know that I put a lot of work and TLC into this because I want you guys to have the most accurate forecast. All right, go for it, babe, as a guest.
I'm clicking away. Ooh,
Christy.
Look at that.
There we go. Lots of movement.
Wow, that storm up in British Columbia looks impressive. Well, off the coast of British Columbia.
Mm-hmm, definitely. There's a lot going on there.
Okay, so did Christy reach Cat 5
Cat 4.
On the last update? Wow,
Cat 4.
It's close.
Let's go ahead and toggle her backwards so you guys can see. Here she is. There she is.
Yeah, she's down there.
Rewind.
There she is.
Okay, there she is right there.
Okay. It definitely had the potential to get to Cat 5. Wow, look at that, 155.
But one of the things I say, Jay, is that do you see that other system that's moving up there, right into the Pacific Northwest region?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I was talking about last night is that while Christy herself won't do anything, right? She'll fizzle out. She will get picked up. At least the moisture content will get picked up by that storm that's moving. You know how everything starts to get a lot more active right now.
So are you thinking that it's going to be full blown Fujiwara?
No, not now. But what I'm saying is that these things are a signal. What I like to do with our viewers is I like to show them where everything is coming from and how it's operating. Because last night we went over some weather moving across Russia, and people might be like, "Why do we care?" You should, because weather is moving all the time, right? So we're looking to see what the next big weather story is. I'm not a backcaster, I'm a forecaster. We move ahead. Like, you know when people say get ahead of the storm? Like, we actually do that here. So we're looking at weather in Russia to see how we're going to be impacted.
What goes up
must come down.
Must come down.
Right. So we have Christy here, and we're talking about how it's currently a Category 4. We're looking at that storm system up here in the – it's like the eastern –
it's the Gulf. Yeah, southern Gulf of Alaska.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so that is what we're going to be watching right now. So once again, as we move this forward, click this through. Of note right now, it's just how quiet it is across the nation. Now, you're seeing some small storm systems, some mid-upper level lows move through. Here's the thing. And they're organized. They are organized. But here's the thing. They're moisture deficient, moisture starved, right? So when that happens, they're generally really Arctic. They're cold, Arctic air masses. Like, that's associated with that. And not a lot of moisture content. So what's going to happen now is we're on the lookout. We're hunting, right? We're like weather hunters. We are hunting to see where the moisture is going to be. Where is this moisture source that we need to tap into, right? So right now, there's a ridge of high pressure that's dominating, right? Conditions right now are above normal as far as those daily highs go, especially for the central portion of the nation. So Midwest, luck out. You guys have lucked out. Enjoy it. Take it all in. UP, you guys generally might be a little bit colder right now. Not the case. So keep that in mind, and we're going to keep this moving forward. Do you want to keep on clicking?
I'll keep on clicking.
All right. So do you see still that generally quiet pattern?
Yeah, definitely. So the temperatures in the Northeast that have been absolutely delightful, like for the last week, 10 days, will get a little bit closer to normal here with that boundary passing through now. So the next couple of days look a lot more normal for the mid-end of October. But then another rebound because there really isn't any reinforcing cold air to come in after that. And that's a really nice map if you want to look at weather conditions toward the end of October. Really nice.
It really is. And so we're seeing really mild conditions across the entire nation. But as we go back to our Weather Co-op's 2-hour SatRad loop, and keep in mind, this is our IR, global IR at 4 kilometers. And babe, I tell people this because we want accuracy, right? Spatial resolution.
We are always looking to be the most accurate.
And so when we're talking about something that's got that spatial resolution, it's just giving us a better view. I think, like, what's the dimension? It's like a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch or something like that.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And so that's your spatial resolution, and that's important to note because if a meteorologist doesn't give you that information and doesn't know what the spatial resolution of what they're looking at, then you know you've got a problem on your hands because they're like, how are they going to understand this? You've got to make sure that the products that you're looking at, do you see how everything is waving? You see those clouds waving through? Do you see that? So that's just telling us, like, we're picking that up there with our 4 kilometer spatial resolution, right? Infrared. We're looking at temperature.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about this? We talk about patterns in the atmosphere. You were talking about how the weather in Russia can impact the weather here, and it does because it's all a global system.
Right.
But the wider scale amplification that you can see in this wide view of this half of the planet, where you have all of that storminess in the Pacific, then you have a ridge and basically just high pressure over the entire continental United States.
Right.
And then you have active weather again off in the Atlantic. That amplified pattern is somewhat indicative for end of October, beginning of November. You begin to see less of a zonal pattern and more of an amplified pattern.
Or meridional.
Or meridional, right. But within that, you could even see it in the high res.
Look at this.
Yeah, I mean that's
is so fascinating. Oh, that was one that I was doing for somebody. There was a client who needed that. Hang on one second. I'm going to see if I can pull this up because I did this last night.
So our friends across the pond.
Here we go.
Use the lingo.
This is it. This is the one I looked at last night, babe.
Wow.
It looks good. You guys, this is so amazing. This is amazing simply because this is telling us that there's like a lot of moisture content, and as we kind of follow the path of least resistance of Mother Nature. Do you see?
Arctic storm is immense.
Look at that. Look at that. How beautiful is that?
Oh, and is that a typhoon I see impacting Vietnam there?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So we're looking for all those sources, right? What's happening here nationally, but we have to understand that we're going to track everything else that's happening. There's another big story right now, guys. Very big story. I know you wanted to talk about the wildfires. Um, we'll get to that. You know what we'll do
Yeah,
is we'll
let's
wrap
do it.
up quickly here. We'll talk about the rest of this, like what this indicates. And then we'll pause and then we'll come back. This is important because do you see how everything is just becoming a little bit more amplified, right?
Yeah, as you work that through.
That's
Oh, sorry, yeah,
mhm.
you're frozen. So the system of the planet
Do you
and
want me to open it? Is
how
that what it is?
I was just going to possibly spin it around so that
Okay.
people could reference it.
Give
But
me a second.
you
Then
get the
you explain
general
it while I
idea.
do it.
She can certainly
No,
do
no, go ahead.
that.
Explain it while I do it.
But the weather at the poles is one of the prime genesis things when you look at storm patterns and what happens in seasonal
This is
changes.
which one is?
Yeah,
Got it.
and what we can see now
You guys are ready for
with
a
the
treat.
transition through fall in the northern hemisphere is, I mean, that's so. It's always impressive to see this, and it's just a matter of where. You want me to click?
Yeah.
I'm clicking. I'm clicking. Click.
Go
Click.
for it.
Click. There we go. Okay. So look at how that just carves itself out in the Atlantic, but yet we have three really large.
Okay, this is what I did. I went in reverse is what I did.
We backed it up.
I backed it up. So, but do you see here how these are all associated with each other? Do you see? That's what we wanted to show you. Now we're going forward.
And we're going forward.
Right? So, do you see this? This is what we're saying. It's all look at this. Look at this. Are you serious? This is just amazing. This is just so beautiful.
And
you know?
would you agree, Erica, that's one of those situations where if you are in the US and Canada right now, you're just enjoying this while it lasts because everything that we see around the rest of the world kind of indicates that it's not going to last much longer.
Absolutely. And you know what, Jay, I thank you for saying that. I absolutely there's Christy. I absolutely do you see her?
Wow.
Look at the eye. You guys look at this.
Oh yeah.
Wow. So remember that's a category 4.
And still, it's a compact core cyclone.
Like unlike Milton, right?
Right.
So this is a compact system, still very strong, compact. Well, Milton was large, is what I'm saying. Right. He was massive. Like he was just a big boy, right? Kind of deal. This is like Oscar, like you're saying, it's compact, still very strong, category 4. Now, Christy is not going to make landfall, right? So she's going to fizzle out in the Pacific. By the time she makes it into the Central Pacific, and like you said, there's a storm system that's moving in through the southern Gulf of Alaska that will pick up moisture, right? Pick up moisture from it and pick up like the remnants, right?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
The remnants.
It definitely appears that's
so we'll go back out and I'm showing you something here because here we're looking at, there's Oscar, remnants of Oscar.
Right. Not a great weekend to be in Bermuda.
No, and here's the deal. Do you see all of these special statements here? Small craft advisories issued by the National Weather Service here, up and down the East Coast, at least through the Carolinas.
See that?
Yeah. You see that? So that's because we do have a lot of activity. But I'm curious.
Wave action.
There is something exactly. There is something. Guys, mark my words. Is everybody listening? Mark my words.
Listening. Say hi. Wave to the people.
Hi, guys. How are you?
We just on TikTok.
Hi. I want to make sure everybody understands this. I'm certified broadcast meteorologist Erica Martin. I'm a Skywarn storm spotter. I have over 185,000 miles of storm chasing under my belt with my husband, the Skywarn storm spotter, Jade Vensky. And I'm also a Weather Ready Nation ambassador, and I'm the founder of Weather Co-op. Now, I want to be very transparent when it comes with this stuff. This is what happened with Helene. This is what happened with Milton. Something that's very interesting right now is what's happening once again off the west coast of Africa. There's something that's intriguing, and I'm going to switch cameras quickly. I'm going to switch on over. It's this one, right?
Believe.
Did I
where you set it up.
God. Right. Okay. Yeah. So this is, am I right? That's the one?
Yeah.
College of DuPage. Now, I don't ever share this stuff with people. When it comes to the work that I put into an accurate forecast, I tend to be rather like, I have a whole series. It takes me about 6 hours before I go on air, right? Like generally speaking. Well, how long does it take usually for me to go on air? Before I go on air and
let's
I
just put it this way. It's a long time.
I literally put documents and documents and documents together for one hit. Like you guys might think, oh, I'm just going through. And it's like, no, I go through so many pieces of information. I've never really shared too much of some of the stuff that I do, only because there are, I think, meteorologists out there that should just do their work and not just rely on certain models. And they need to really, like, there's a difference. You always want to look for those certified meteorologists, certified by the American Meteorological Society. You always want to look for that black and gold seal. You always want to look for those seals that are by the Meteorological Society because it does differentiate. And also, I do have an MBA in energy and sustainability, and my specialty is energy indices and energy forecasting. So, I want to just say that because when we put all this stuff together and you're looking at what product do you want to use and what product do you want to download, you want to download Weather Co-op. We put so much time and effort into this, and I'm super excited about the product we're putting out for you. And I say that because what we're looking at right here, right around November 8th, so November 7th and 8th, this is intriguing. This is intriguing. I'm going to come back to this. Now, this is an 18Z run, right? So if I went back and I just said, let me take a look at a different run, could I see something different? Possibly. But not really.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this is for November 8th.
Right.
And we don't ever subscribe to one model. We don't ever subscribe to one model run. And they're done multiple times a day, depending on what source it is. It could be 4 times a day. It could be 6 times a day or 8. But when you start to see tendencies and patterns in the model runs, one after another, that's where you start paying more attention. Yeah, and that makes sense.
And let's add a couple of products, babe. Like, I always love playing with products about like right around this time. So we're going to add on let's see. I'm going to do a NORAD. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. I might have to add a few. I might have to layer these up. Let's see something.
Curious to know what the westerlies look like there.
Right. Okay, you know what?
And the SSTs too. So when you get to this point in the Atlantic Basin season, it becomes less likely that systems will develop off the coast of Africa and actually make the trip, be able to survive the trip across, because we have the trade winds kicking back in and other factors that usually shear storms apart. It can happen, and it has happened. There have been anomalies to that.
But you want to showcase it. You wanted
that setup. What you're seeing there right now, it could support a tropical cyclone because it's not too strong. They're really you have a huge high ridge over the Atlantic that would drive systems along the base of the ridge,
right?
And that's a perfect pocket.
Well, we're gonna leave that up to right now. That's what we're showing you guys. As we just said, we showed you guys a model run, something that we're interested in over the next couple of days, and we will keep an eye on it. But we do have to keep in mind that these are all like just primary tendencies in modeling, and I've just been quite comfortable with this model, to be quite honest with you. And this is what we're looking at right around November 3rd, right around November 7th, 8th. We will have to track this very closely for you here at Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. But in the meantime, we can see here that it's a very interesting setup. But we're going to go back to, my apologies, I think I just there you go. We're going to go back to what's happening here in the US. So very quickly, babe, I wanted to go ahead and just make sure everybody saw you here.
Hi.
Once again, I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with
Nice
Weather
to see you.
Co-op, where weather meets community. And this is Jay. We all know he's a Skyward and Storm spotter. And we're also just really just tracking what's happening globally because it's so quiet here. It's almost eerily quiet. We'll be back in just a little bit. We're going to save this, and then we'll see you shortly. Bye, guys. Oh, Francesca's calling.
Bye.
Hi,
That's cute.
Francesca.